Hello everyone and welcome back to Unit 7 arrays, and we were talking about arrays and we are going to continue that topic and then we are going to jump to strings. Okay, so the question that I want to tackle right now is that what if I do not specify the size of array and directly gives the elements that I want to store in that particular array. In that scenario, the compiler itself is going to assign the size of the array and what it would be in this case. In this case, it would be 6, and you can verify that by using the size of operator. So I have specified the size of operator and I have given the input as array, and that is going to give us this size. What is the size of this array? And let's see what we are getting in the output. So we have 24 in the output, and you should not be confused because the size of operator tell is telling us is the actual size of the memory that the particular array is storing, not the size of this size what we use to input in that, or you can say about this size. It is not the same size we are talking about. The size of operator is telling us the how much memory in bytes that array is storing, and that is 24 because each element is an integer, and integer stores 4 byte. In my system it stores 4 byte in memory, and since we have 6 elements, so 4 multiplied by 6, that would be 4 times 6, that would be 24, and that is why we are getting 24. And that is how you are going to calculate. You can calculate the size of each array, whether it will be float, double, or character. Okay, and if you want to know how many elements does an array has, you can use this formula. You just need to divide it by the size of each element. And if you don't know, but in this case we know each element is an integer, but if you don't know, you can cleverly use any of the specify the size of any of the element of an or element or the block of the array, and in that case that would be the same size. And you can see here we should expect the result to be 6. Yes, we are getting a result to be 6. Okay, and what if you specify the size which is more than the size of more than the elements you specify? In that case there will be no issues. The extra element, or you say the element whose value is not been specified, will store a random garbage value, just like we normally have in variables if they are not assigned, they are not assigned with any value. And what if we are going to specify a lower value of the size of an array, or the length of the array? And in that case, the elements above that length or above that size are not going to stored anywhere, not getting stored anywhere. You won't be able to access these numbers. Okay, you won't be able to access a4 in this case because it does not exist, or these values are not getting stored anywhere. So this was all about arrays. Now we are going to jump to strings. So strings are no different than array. Uh, they are just array of characters, just like we have array of integer element, array of floating point numbers, or may perhaps decimal or double, and array of any valid C for data type. Similarly, we have array of characters. An array of character has a special name that is known as string, and strings always end with a null character. The last character of a string should be this null character. And this specifies that string has ended at this point, or this is the end of the string. Okay, and there is a header file known as string.h. That is good to know. You can go through that yourself, and it has many functions to alter with the string, or many functions you can use for the strings. Okay, just like we have maths for mathematical operations, we have string.h header file for string operations basically. Okay, you can go through that. This point is good to know. Okay, but we are not going to discuss this header file right now here. So first things first, how we can initialize or declare an string. It is simple. We need to just write char and the name of the array or the string, you can say, then the brackets. You can specify the size as 5, or you can even do the thing that I just did right now without specifying the size. And you can use one more method to initialize, and that is double quotes. Okay, whatever you write in this double quote, maybe a learning pocket. So you are writing this whole this is a string. Okay, whatever is in the double quotes is a string, and that this string is going to get stored in this array. Okay, and one more thing before we print this array out, I want to show you something. I want a character c to be initialized to u, and an array c, okay, let it be capital C, and to be double quotes u, and I'm going to oh, print their sizes. Okay, let's see what we are getting. You can see in here the size of this C is 1, or you can say U in single quotes is 1, whereas size of U in double quotes is 2. Why it is, what is going on in here? Why we have the difference in just quotations uh, may make the change in the size. This is because this u is a character u, or you can say it is in character u. Whatever is mentioned in the single quote is in character constant, and you can only have single letter in that, whereas double quotation specifies the string. And we have just noted that point, the string always ends with a null character, and this character is also going to occupy some memory, and occupy 1 byte of memory in space, or occupy a memory of one character variable. And this is what internally this c is having two things. First, c capital C0 is going capital thing C0, it will be storing value of u, and capital C will be storing the value of u. What is this? Will be storing the value of u, and capital C1 will be storing value of backslash 0. Okay, that is why there are two characters. Though backslash 0 is never printed out as it is printed out in the printing statement, and we are going to see that when we are going to print this string itself. And this is the difference between the character and the string. String is always having a null character at the end, and that is why the size of this capital C comes out to be 2. Okay, so let's clear this out for now. Now what we are going to do, we are going to print this uh, string, or you can say array of character. We have a different format specifier for strings, and that is percentage %s. So we are going to use percentage %s only. Okay, and we are going to print this out, and let's see what we have in the output. And you can see in here we have received learning pocket as an output itself, and that is how we print strings. And now I'm going to check the size of this string. Printf percentage percentage d, and then we have size of, and I need not to divide it with the size of one because uh, each element stores only 1 byte. The size of the actual string would be equal to the number of element in it. So I'm just going to go for size of a, and let's see what we have. We have 15 in here because it is of 15 character. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. 13 14 and 15 would be the null character. This is of 14 letters and one null character. That is why the size is 15. And one more thing, that you might take that spaces are not being counted, or white spaces are not being counted as sign, then you are wrong. White space also stores memory in space, and they are also treated as a character. Okay, so I think that doubt is clear now. And the second method of initializing and string would be similar as the very first method that we learned, by separating out the commas and giving each as a character. So I'm going to learn, and at the end we need to specify slash 0. If you are not going to specify slash 0, you might end up getting some string that was not being stored, or some character, some unknown character may uh, may get inside the string, and it may cause trouble. So this, by default, if you are going to use double quotation methods to initialize a string, that is all automatically going to insert \slash 0. But if you're going with this method, you need to specify a null character at the end. Okay, so let's see what we have in here. We have learn as an output. So this was all about the initialization of strings and arrays. You can even specify the size in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 as a size in here, or you can even do this method also without specifying the size also. Okay, and now what we are going to do, we are going to access a particular character. For that, we need to use percentage %c, and then we need to specify the index of which character do we want. If you want to have this e, so I'm going to write 1, because this will be at 0th index, and first, second, third, fourth, and fifth index. And you can see I got the output as e. And please note that I have given the format specified to be c, because each element in a string itself is a character. So that is why in this case I am printing a character. That is why I'm using percentage C instead of percentage S. And this was all about how you can initialize an array of characters. In next video, we will be learning about ask how you can ask user to input this string uh, through the console. Okay, so see you in the next video.